And then I would go right back into our conversation. But I said, get completely fascinated with me. I didn't say with me, right? So if you cut the audio out of what I said, you would think that I was telling someone to do something.
So now that the audience is fully tuned in, relaxed, open, how do you feed in a thought to believe it was always their idea? And how do you change the way someone thinks permanently?
So there's a recipe, and I can't teach you the whole recipe because it's something that we teach to a lot of attorneys. But I'm going to give you exactly what you need to kind of reverse engineer this on your own. The number one thing when I teach people influencer persuasion is if you want someone to think an idea is their own, you have to make them feel clever for coming up with that idea. Clever, not smart, not that they agreed with you. They feel clever on their own. And I don't think we've ever covered this before, but if you watch the news, you'll see the news come up and they'll say, local woman is reported missing. She's been missing now for 24 hours. Witnesses say that before she was missing, they saw her arguing with her boyfriend. Details at 11. But what did your brain do? Your brain was like, oh, I know who did it. I know exactly who did it. So your brain makes this conclusion because they put two pieces of evidence in front of you. So when you think, I bet the boyfriend did it, you're not saying, I agree with the news. You're not saying, I agree with the facts that were presented to me. You're saying, I'm coming up with my own idea. So the goal is, if I get two pieces of data and just put them in front of you and get them close enough together, I'm going to let you reach out and click these pieces of data together. And I'm not giving you the answer. I'm making you think that it was your own idea. So I'm just getting two ideas that come together and letting you put them together. So on a sales call, I'm not going to put the puzzle together for you, but I'm going to arrange all the pieces where all you have to do is go, oh yeah. And they're right beside each other and you feel clever because you're like, oh, I know this goes right to this thing. So if you get someone to feel clever, just about every time, in every scenario, you're going to succeed in making that person think that it's their own idea. Get those ideas close enough together with some proximity that the person can clearly see they go together.
And then I guess the long-term reprogramming of beliefs, what does that look like? And how, on our last podcast, you mentioned how you could brainwash me to murder someone in about 40 minutes. Does it work the same with beliefs? Like, could you change any belief that I had?
I don't think that rewiring beliefs is required to rewire behavior. So it's much easier to rewire identity than beliefs. Because if you have beliefs about something, I would have to argue against them. I have to present facts and have to present counter arguments and all these things. I can get you to make identity agreements very easily. Like, are you a good person? Are you mostly right about things? Do you have a good intuition? Everyone's going to say yes, or everyone's going to at least feel yes to those questions. And I lead that identity into something that I want you to do. It's 3 steps. It's perception, and then context, and then permission. So if I change the way that you see a situation, I'm just changing your perception, not your beliefs. So if I get you to see a situation a little bit differently, and all we're talking about here is I'm shifting your camera angle. So like I'm taking one of the cameras that we have in the room here, and I'm just moving it maybe like 10 inches to where there's a slight shift and like, oh yeah, I can see the situation a little bit differently.